Good morning grade 6. Welcome back to grade 6 mathematics class. Hope you all are doing great today. In the previous class, a few questions from the exercise 10.1 were given as homework. So I hope all of you have completed the first 8 questions from exercise 10.1. So today, let's start our discussion from question number 9 onwards. So question number 9 says the cost of 10 notebooks is rupees 330 and the cost of 2 pens is rupees 44. Find the ratio of the cost of a notebook to the cost of a pen. So we are given the cost of 10 notebooks, which is 330 rupees. So the cost of one notebook will be 330 divided by 10. And we are given the cost of 2 pens, which is 44 rupees. Therefore, the cost of one pen will be 44 divided by 2. We need to find out what is the ratio of cost of a notebook to the cost of a pen. That is the ratio of the cost of one notebook to the cost of one pen. So from the data we can write cost of 10 notebooks is equal to rupees 330. Hence the cost of one notebook will be equal to rupees 33. The cost of 2 pens is equal to 44 rupees. Hence the cost of one pen will be rupees 22. Now when you take the ratio, cost of one notebook by the cost of one pen will be equal to 33 divided by 22, which can be reduced to the simplest form as 3 by 2. So if you divide both the numerator and denominator by 11, you will get the reduced form as 3 by 2. So you have the fraction 3 by 2 here, which can be written as the ratio 3:2. So the ratio of cost of a notebook to the cost of a pen is equal to 3:2. Hope this question is clear to you. So you may note down the question and solution in your notebook. Now let's see the next question. Question number 10. The length of cloth used for stitching 4 skirts is 12 meter and the length of cloth used for stitching 3 tops is 3.6 meter. Now you are asked to find the ratio of the length of the cloth used for stitching 1 skirt to the length of the cloth used for stitching 1 top. So we are given 12 meter cloth is required to stitch 4 skirts. So to stitch 1 skirt will need 12 divided by 4 meter of cloth. And we are given for stitching 3 tops we need 3.6 meter cloth. So to stitch 1 top we will need 3.6 meter divided by 3. So how do we write the ratio of the length of the cloth required to stitch 1 skirt to the length of the cloth required to stitch 1 top? Let's write down the steps. So the length of the cloth used for 1 skirt will be equal to 12 meter divided by 4, which is equal to 3 meter. Now the length of the cloth used for 1 top will be equal to 3.6 meter divided by 3, which is equal to 1.2 meter. Now taking the ratio, we can write length of the cloth used for 1 skirt divided by length of cloth used for 1 top, and that will be equal to 3 divided by 1.2. See, it's a fraction there. We have a decimal number in the fraction. So let's change the decimal point. So this becomes equal to 30 divided by 12, and that is equal to 5 by 2 when reduced to the simplest form. Hence we can write the ratio as equal to 5:2. That is the ratio of length of cloth used for 1 skirt to the length of the cloth used for 1 top is equal to 5:2. So hope this is clear to you. So let's see the next question now. The next question says, determine the ratio of the number of balls to the number of bats in each of the following cases. There are 4 cases shown in this table given here. I have depicted the first case to show an example. So there are 3 columns for the table. The first one shows the number of balls. The second one shows the number of bats. And you have to write the corresponding ratio, that is the ratio of the number of balls to the number of bats. So how many balls are here? There are 5 balls shown here in this column and there are 3 bats given here. So the corresponding ratio will be equal to 5:3. So you have to write the ratio corresponding to each of the other 3 cases shown here and complete the table. Let's see the next question now, question number 12. It says the ratio of the number of girls to the number of boys studying in a school is 3:2. Based on this ratio, complete the following table. So we are given the ratio of the number of girls to the number of boys. It is given as 3:2. Now based on this ratio, we have to complete the table given here, and the table depicts the number of boys and the number of girls. See, here the ratio is given as the number of girls to the number of boys. But note that in the table, the first row shows the number of boys and the second row shows the number of girls. Now let's take the first case. In the first column, we can see the number of boys is equal to 400. Now how can we find out the number of girls from the number of boys and the ratio given? See, the ratio of number of girls to the number of boys is equal to 3:2. So the opposite, the ratio of the number of boys to the number of girls will be 2:3. So we can write 2:3, that is 2 by 3 is equal to 400, which is the number of boys, divided by x. Here x represents the number of girls. We need to find what is x. So how can we find out x from here? So let's take x to the other side. We can write, let's cross multiply and write this. X is equal to this 400. Now bringing that 3 there by 2. So this will be 400 into 3 by 2. So now let's simplify 400 into 3 by 2. Let's see how 400 into 3 divided by 2. Let's cancel out the common factors. 400 divided by 2 can be written as 200. Now it is 200 into 3, which is equal to 600. Now here in the first column, the number of girls is equal to 600. Now you have to follow the same procedure to find the number of boys and number of girls in each case and complete the table. Now let's see the next question. Question number 13. It says divide 30 chocolates between Ammu and Shayla in the ratio 2:3. So there are two people, there are 30 chocolates in total, and you need to divide these 30 chocolates between Ammu and Shayla in the ratio 2:3. So how can we divide this based on this ratio? So we are given there are 30 chocolates in total. How many parts can we divide these 30 chocolates into? See, the given ratio is 2:3. So based on this ratio, the total number of parts will be equal to 2 plus 3, which is equal to 5. So if we divide 30 chocolates into 5 equal parts, 2 parts out of 5 has to be given to Ammu and 3 parts out of 5 has to be given to Shayla. So let's see, number of chocolates is equal to 30 and the Ammu share will be equal to 2/5 or 2 by 5 of 30. We have to simplify this and find out the answer. Now Shayla's share will be equal to 3/5 of 30. Now simplify this and you will get what is Shayla's share. I hope this question is clear to you. Please note down the answer in your notebook. Let's discuss the next question, question number 14. The ratio of the ages of Amrita and Isha is 5:8 and the sum of their ages is 26. Find their ages. So here the ratio of Amrita's age to Isha's age is given as 5:8 and it is also mentioned that the sum of their ages is a total of 26. We have to find their actual ages. The actual ages are not given, but we are given the ages are in the ratio 5:8. So we know that whenever we write or whenever we mention a ratio, we usually mention the ratio in its simplest form. So we can say the actual ratio of Amrita's and Isha's ages will be a multiple of the ratio 5:8. So let's see the steps. See, the ratio Amrita's age by Isha's age is given as 5/8 and here I put an x and x represents the number that you have to multiply in the numerator and the denominator, which gives you the actual ratio of Amrita's age and Isha's age. Like we said before, the actual ratio of Amrita's age to Isha's age will be a multiple of the ratio 5:8. So we don't know what is their actual ages. We need to find it. And since 5/8 is the simplest form, x represents the number that has to be multiplied in the numerator and denominator to get their actual ages. The fraction that represents the actual ages. So 5x by 8x. It is also mentioned that the sum of their ages is equal to 26. That is 5x plus 8x is equal to 26. That is 5x plus 8x is equal to 13x. So 13x equals 26, which means x is equal to 26 by 13, that is 2. So 2 is the number that you have to multiply in the numerator and denominator to get the actual ratio of their ages. So if x is equal to 2, 5x becomes equal to 5 into 2, that is equal to 10, and 8x becomes equal to 8 into 2, which is equal to 16. So when x is equal to 2, 5x becomes equal to 10 and 8x becomes equal to 16. So this 10 by 16 represents the fraction that gives the ratio of Amrita's age to Isha's age. So what is the actual age of Amrita? Amrita's age is 10 years, whereas Isha's age is equal to 16 years. Hope this question is clear to you. Now let's see the next question, question number 15. Divide the amount in the given ratio. 3 cases are given in the question. Let's see the first case as an example. It says rupees 15,000 between Ram and Karthik in the ratio 4:11. Here this means 15,000 rupees have to be shared between Ram and Karthik in the ratio 4:11. So how can we find out each one's share? The ratio given is 4:11. So the total number of parts which we can divide the given amount will be this 4 plus 11, which is equal to 15. So what will be Ram's share? Ram's share will be 4 out of the total 15 parts of 15,000. And Karthik's share will be 11 out of the total 15 parts of rupees 15,000. So let's see the steps. Ram's share is equal to 4 by 15 into rupees 15,000. We have to simplify this and find out the answer. Then Karthik's share is equal to 11 by 15 into rupees 15,000. Work them out, find out each one's share and note them down in your notebook. So children, I hope all the questions we discussed today are clear to you. You have to complete the exercise 10.1 and you have to take a picture of the answers and send it us to Teams. So that's all for today. We'll see you in the next class with a new topic. Till then, bye.